My child, listen to me now. Do not scroll, do not move, do not let anything pull your attention away from this moment, because heaven is watching you right now, and there are only 8 minutes left in the spiritual realm that surrounds your life. These minutes are not counted by clocks or by Earth's timing, they are counted by eternity. And what you choose to hear and embrace in these moments will echo far beyond your next breath. My beloved child, lean in, for this is not a message for the world, not a message for millions, not a message trapped in coincidence. This is a message I have placed directly before your eyes because I am reaching for your soul with an urgency you have never felt before. My child, I am speaking into the deepest part of you, the part that no one sees, the part that cries in silence, the part that wonders whether anything will ever change, the part that fears you are too lost or too tired or too late. I am touching the place where your spirit aches, where your questions pile up like stones, where your hope flickers like a candle struggling against the wind. I see that place, I see you, and this is why I am calling you with such intensity. Heaven has leaned close to your life at this very second. Angels are watching how your heart responds. Time is not slipping away in the way you imagine, but eternity is pressing against your present moment with divine pressure, urging you to wake up, urging you to stay, urging you not to walk away. My child, there are only 8 minutes left before the window in front of you shifts, before a spiritual door closes and another opens, before a moment meant to awaken your soul passes by forever. Do you understand the weight of that? Do you feel the trembling in your spirit right now? Do you sense that something is happening inside you? Something stirring, something rising, something that refuses to let you scroll away or ignore these words. That is me. It is my voice moving through the veil of your thoughts. That is my presence drawing near to remind you that you are not drifting through life unseen. My precious child, every second right now carries the weight of eternity. Heaven is not silent. Heaven is not distant. Heaven is not indifferent. Heaven is watching this moment, your moment, with anticipation, with love, with longing. This message does not appear before every soul. It is for the ones who are standing on the edge of change, the ones who have cried for a sign, the ones who have whispered in exhaustion, God, if you are still with me, show me. And I have chosen to show you now, in these final minutes of spiritual urgency, that my eyes have never left you. My child, you were not meant to stumble into this moment casually. I have ordered your steps, lined your path, and brought you here because I have seen how close you have come to giving up. I have seen how your heart has grown weary from fighting battles alone, battles that were never meant to be carried without me. I have seen how you have been pulled between hope and despair, between faith and fear, between longing for me and feeling too broken to stay close. And that is why I am speaking with such intensity, because heaven sees the direction your soul is leaning, and I will not let you slip away quietly. My beloved, do not scroll. Do not assume this is another message you can overlook. Do not let the enemy whisper that this is nothing special. My voice is piercing through the noise around you to reach the part of you that still believes, still hopes, still wants me, even when your strength feels small. I am calling to the fragile version of you, the wounded version, the longing version, the version that thinks it is too late to be redeemed. I am calling you because it is not too late. Not yet. You still have these minutes, these precious, heaven-watched minutes to hear what your soul has needed for so long. My child, I know the weight you carry. I know the guilt that haunts you, the shame that clings to you, the regrets that replay in your mind. I know the moments you didn't handle well, the decisions you wish you could undo, the memories that haunt you when you're alone. But let me tell you this with all the authority of heaven. Your past does not own you unless you choose to hold hands with it. These final minutes are a turning point. These minutes are a warning wrapped in mercy. These minutes are a doorway I am holding open with both hands. My child, heaven is watching because heaven is hoping. Heaven is leaning forward because heaven knows what I have written for your life, what I have prepared for your future, what healing is waiting, what purpose is waiting, what restoration is waiting. Heaven knows the battles that were meant to break you but didn't. Heaven knows the dangers you never saw because I shielded you. Heaven knows the attacks that should have taken you out but failed because my hand was over you. And now heaven watches again because this moment matters. Comment amen. My faith cannot be shaken if you're standing on solid ground. My beloved child, these 8 minutes are not about fear, they are about awakening. They are about calling your spirit back from the edge of numbness. They are about shaking the dust off your faith. They are about reminding you that you are still chosen, still loved, still pursued, still worth saving. These minutes are the collision between your earthly life and my eternal heart. They are the moment when I reach for you with all the love I poured out on the cross, urging you not to let your final moments in this spiritual season define your eternal direction. My child, look at me, do not leave. Jay, listen. Let my words sink deep into you. Let them crack open the walls you built around your heart. Let them burn away the lies that have suffocated your sense of worth. Let them pull you back from the quiet places where despair has tried to bury your hope. I am speaking to you directly. I am looking into your spirit with eyes full of mercy. I am calling your name with the voice that spoke the universe into existence. You are not reading this by mistake. You are not hearing this by accident. You are not here by coincidence. You are here because I, Jesus, have brought you here. And my child, you still have time. But not much. Only minutes. Only mercy. Only me. My child, draw closer to my voice now, because what I am about to reveal is heavy with eternity, wrapped in urgency, and carried by the breath of heaven itself. These words are not formed from human thought, nor do they rise from emotion alone. This is my spirit speaking directly into the core of your being. Listen with your heart, not just with your ears, for the weight of these next moments reaches far beyond the borders of your earthly understanding. My child, you are standing within the final 8 minutes of a spiritual window, a divine moment that has opened before you for reasons heaven has watched, measured, and prepared with holy precision. Time around your spirit is not moving the way you think. It is collapsing, folding, tightening, drawing every stray thread of your life into a single point of decision that heaven is witnessing right now. These 8 minutes I speak of are not minutes on a clock. They are not measured by the ticking of seconds or the movement of shadows on a wall. They are spiritual minutes, moments of eternal significance, seconds soaked in glory, wrapped in revelation, vibrating with the attention of heaven. You feel something shifting inside you even now, an uneasiness, an awakening, a stirring, a trembling that tells you something is happening beyond what your eyes can see. That is not imagination, my child. That is me. That is heaven leaning in. That is your soul recognizing that something sacred is taking place. My child, heaven is watching you right now. Not in judgment, not in disappointment, but with the attention of a father who sees his child standing at the edge of a turning point that will shape far more than this season. It will shape eternity. Angels are standing at the borders of your life, observing the direction of your heart. Not because I want you afraid, but because I want you awake. Because too many times you have moved through life unaware of the spiritual gravity pressing against your decisions. But not this time. Not this moment. Not these final minutes. I will not allow you to drift past this awakening without feeling the full weight of my voice pulling on your spirit. You must understand something, my beloved. Your choices matter more than you think. The decisions you make when you are tired matter. The words you speak when you feel empty matter. The things you run to when you feel alone matter. The direction your heart leans when you are hurt matters. The steps you take when fear whispers lies into your mind matter. Heaven does not simply watch the grand moments of your life. Heaven watches the fragile ones, the broken ones, the exhausted ones. Because it is often in those moments that eternity is shaped. You think your quiet choices go unnoticed. You think the battles you fight alone are unseen. You think the nights you struggle in silence, the days where you push through pain, the hours when you question your worth, the minutes when you almost give up go forgotten. My child, nothing is forgotten. Nothing escapes my gaze. Nothing is invisible to me. Every sigh you release is recorded in heaven. Every tear you swallow is noticed. Every whisper of fear is heard. Every trembling prayer is held gently in my hands. Please support our channel. Our goal is to bring peace, joy, and devotion to God into your life. If you wish to encourage our work, you can kindly show your support by donating through Super Thanks. This is why I tell you that these 8 minutes matter so deeply. Not because I am counting down to punish you, not because I am threatening you with loss, but because I see how close you are, how close to drifting, how close to awakening, how close to breakthrough, how close to surrender, how close to destiny. You are standing in a moment where heaven and earth meet, and the decisions you make are not small. They are not random. They are not accidental. They are seeds being planted in eternity. My child, I am calling you now not by coincidence, not by scrolling chance, not by accident. I am calling you by your spirit. Your spirit recognized my voice even before your mind understood what was happening. Your spirit felt the pull of these words, the weight, the urgency, the divine electricity that stirred your heart the moment you saw this message before you. Because your spirit knows me. Your spirit remembers me. Your spirit had been waiting for this moment even when you did not know how to ask for it. I have drawn you here because I have seen the silent battles raging around you, battles you have never spoken of, battles you disguised beneath smiles, battles you tried to outrun, battles you pretended were small but that have been shaping your thoughts, your identity, your relationships, your future. My child, you must know this. The enemy has been studying you. He has watched where you feel weak. He has watched where you feel tired. He has watched where you feel unworthy. He has watched where you have been disappointed. He has watched where your confidence cracked. He has watched where fear dug its claws deeper. And he has built strategies around your weaknesses, setting traps of distraction, discouragement, delay, emotional exhaustion, spiritual numbness, and quiet despair. You thought it was just stress. You thought it was just a bad day. You thought it was just life. But I tell you now with the authority of heaven, you have been under spiritual attack, an attack designed to wear down your spirit, distort your identity, cloud your judgment, and weaken your connection to me. That heaviness you feel is not natural. That confusion you have been fighting is not coincidence. That sudden fatigue, that hopelessness that comes in waves, that sense of being spiritually disconnected, those are not random human emotions. They are signs of a battle in the invisible realm that has intensified because the enemy fears what is approaching for you. He fears your awakening. He fears your clarity. He fears your return to me. He fears the power you carry. He fears the destiny you haven't yet stepped into. He fears the authority I placed in you long before your birth. He fears the transformation that would begin the moment you say yes to me fully. This is why your life has been pressed so hard, why your mind has been attacked, why your heart has been wounded again and again, because you have a future the enemy has tried desperately to sabotage. But my child, hear me now. Heaven has intervened. Heaven has stepped into the battle. Heaven has drawn a line around your life. Heaven has said enough. Heaven has brought you to this moment not to expose your failures, but to reveal your battlefield, to show you what is really happening behind the scenes, to open your eyes to the truth that you are not losing, you are being awakened. You are not forgotten, you are being called. You are not abandoned, you are being reclaimed. You are not drifting, you are being redirected. These final 8 minutes are my way of pulling you out of the fog that has surrounded your heart. These minutes are my way of revealing the invisible hands trying to pull you away from your purpose. These minutes are my way of aligning heaven's voice with your heart so clearly that you cannot mistake what I am saying to you. My beloved child, your life is not a small story. Your existence is not accidental. Your pain is not meaningless. Your tears were not wasted. Your battles were not in vain. You are more spiritually significant than you realize, and the enemy knows it. That is why he has fought so hard to dim your light, silence your prayers, and bury your hope. But I am raising you now. I am awakening you now. I am uncovering the truth now. I am revealing the spiritual urgency now. I am stirring your spirit now so that you can understand the weight of these final minutes. This is not a warning of doom, it is a call to destiny. These minutes are a window of grace, a passageway into breakthrough, a moment where heaven leans low and waits for your heart to respond. My child, listen, heaven is watching your next decision. Not to condemn you, but to celebrate you. Not to shame you, but to guide you. Not to pressure you, but to protect you. Not to frighten you, but to awaken you. Heaven watches because heaven knows the ripple that one choice can create through eternity. I am speaking with urgency because I love you. Because I cannot let you fade into the shadows of your pain. Because I cannot watch the enemy distort the identity I placed in you. Because I cannot allow deception to lead you away from the life I prepared for you. Because you matter too much. Because your soul carries too much value. Because your destiny is too precious to let slip away without a fight. My beloved child, these 8 minutes are your turning point. Not toward fear, but toward awakening. Not toward punishment, but toward purpose. Not toward regret, but toward restoration. Not toward loss, but toward life. Stay with me. Do not leave. Do not scroll. Do not delay. My child, come closer into my presence now, because what I'm about to reveal reaches back to the very beginning of your existence, long before you ever took your first breath, long before your eyes opened to the world, long before anyone knew your name. I have known you since the foundation of the world, and I have walked with you in every moment you've lived, even the ones you believe you walked alone. You do not remember the first sound you heard, the first dream you had, the first tear you ever shed, but I remember. I was there, not watching from afar, not studying you from a distance, but holding you, surrounding you, speaking life into your spirit before the world ever touched you. My child, hear me. I formed you in your mother's womb. You were crafted by my hands, shaped with my thoughts, designed according to my eternal purpose. I watched your tiny heart begin to beat. I caused your lungs to draw breath. I whispered destiny into your bones. Before you even learned to cry, I placed my calling inside you. Before you ever opened your mouth to speak, I placed my voice within your spirit. You were not an accident. You were not a coincidence. You were not a last-minute thought. You were the result of divine intention, my intention. Every part of you was written in my book before your body was ever formed. And from that moment, my beloved, I never left you. You don't remember the battles fought over your life when you were too small to understand danger. You don't remember the moments heaven shielded you from harm before you grew old enough to know fear. You don't remember how many times the enemy tried to steal you even in childhood, how he sought to plant seeds of insecurity, rejection, and confusion before you ever realized what your spirit carried. But I remember. I watched. I blocked. I defended. I covered you with my wings when you did not know how to protect yourself. And even when you could not see me, I surrounded you with my hand, guarding your path through dangers you never knew existed. Say amen. Favor surrounds me like a shield if you know he's preparing blessings. My child, the moments you thought you were alone, the moments you cried in silence, the nights you laid awake with tears soaking your pillow, I was there. Do you remember those long nights when you tried to hide your pain so others wouldn't see the cracks in your heart? Do you remember when you felt pressure in your chest that words could not explain? Do you remember when your thoughts were loud but your voice felt small? I was sitting beside you. I was the one who held you while you sobbed quietly, trying not to make a sound. I gathered every tear you shed. Not one has ever touched the ground without being caught by my hands. You thought you cried alone, but your tears were never unseen. They traveled straight into my heart. I felt every one of them. I understood every unspoken thought behind them. I knew the sadness you couldn't explain, the heaviness you couldn't articulate, the disappointment that settled deep in your spirit. I knew the moments you looked strong on the outside while your soul trembled within. I knew when you wanted to give up but did. I knew when you wanted to scream but stayed quiet. And I took every tear, every last one, and I carried them as part of the story I am still writing for your life. My child, I saw the betrayal that broke you. I saw the friend who left without explanation. I saw the person you trusted who wounded you deeply. I saw how you tried to pretend it didn't hurt, but your heart bled silently. I watched you question your worth because of someone else's actions. I saw how you blamed yourself for things that were never your fault. I watched the betrayal create cracks in your identity, and even though no one else noticed the fractures, I did. I saw every moment your trust was abused, every time your kindness was taken for granted, every instance your loyalty was met with disappointment. And each time, I wrapped you with my presence even when you did not feel me because I knew the damage was deeper than words. I saw the disappointment that settled over your spirit like a storm cloud. I saw the dreams that seemed so close, yet slip out of your grasp. I saw the moments when you tried and tried, but nothing worked the way you hoped. I saw you pray for things that never came. I saw you believe for breakthroughs that seemed delayed beyond understanding. You blamed yourself. You questioned me. You wondered whether you were deserving of answered prayers. You wondered if I was listening. You wondered if something was wrong with you. But hear me now. I never ignored your prayers. I never dismissed your cries. I never turned my face from you. What you thought was absence was timing. What you perceived as rejection was protection. What felt like silence was preparation. And my child, I saw the shame you carried too. I saw the moments you replayed your past mistakes over and over again in your mind, as if punishing yourself would make you more worthy of my love. I saw the regrets you kept buried inside. I saw the times you whispered, "Why did I do that? Why wasn't I better? Why couldn't I make the right choice?" You look at yourself through the lens of every failure, every misstep, every weakness, but I have never seen you through that lens. I see you through grace. I see you through mercy. I see you through the finished work I accomplished for you. I see the redeemed version of you even when you see the broken one. I have never been ashamed of you, my child. Not once. Not ever. You carry fear in your heart, fear of failing again, fear of not being good enough, fear of being abandoned, fear of not finding purpose, fear of disappointing me. But I tell you now, you have never disappointed me. You have misunderstood my love. You think my love shifts based on your actions, but it does not. You think my presence leaves when you struggle, but it doesn't. You think my heart grows quiet when you make a mistake, but it never does. I have been faithful to you every moment of your life, even the moments when you fell furthest from me. There were days when you questioned whether I had forgotten you. There were seasons when you told yourself that maybe I cared for others more than you. There were times you looked at your life and felt like you were being overlooked. But listen to me, you have never been forgotten. You have always been on my mind. Even when you drifted, even when you doubted, even when you pulled away from me out of hurt or confusion, I stayed. I did not leave when you left. I did not pull away when you withdrew. I did not abandon you when your heart grew tired. I remained. I stayed. I waited for you with love that never turned cold. My child, you do not even realize how many attacks I protected you from. You don't know how many traps the enemy set for you that I dismantled before they touched your life. You don't know how many times darkness tried to wrap itself around your path but could not because my hand was over you. You don't know the warfare that rose up against your mind. You don't know the arrows that were aimed at your heart. You don't know the whispers the enemy spoke to try to make you give up, but I silenced them. You don't know the dangers you walked through without sensing the threat, but I shielded you. You don't know the nights the enemy tried to steal your peace, your sleep, your sanity, but I stood guard over you. You have been tired, my child, tired in your spirit, tired in your mind, tired in your emotions. You've walked through seasons that drained you in ways you couldn't articulate. You've carried weights that were never meant for your shoulders. You've been strong for others while you were breaking secretly. You've held yourself together while your soul was unraveling. You've kept moving even when you felt frozen inside. And you thought no one noticed the exhaustion in your heart. But I noticed it. I saw when you forced yourself to push through the day even though your spirit felt faint. I saw when you smiled while your soul cried. I saw when you said, "I'm fine," though you were barely holding on. I have been watching you through every moment, not as a judge, but as a father who aches when his child aches. The weariness you've been carrying was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal how desperately you need my rest, my healing, my closeness. The reason you feel so spiritually tired is because you've been battling not only life, but unseen forces. You've been wrestling with wounds you never healed from, You've been trying to outrun your own heart. And you've been fighting battles with human strength when you were meant to fight with mine. But hear me now. You have never been alone. Not in your childhood. Not in your heartbreak. Not in your confusion. Not in your failures. Not in your loneliness. Not in your darkest nights. Not in your quietest cries. I was there in the beginning. I am here now. And I will be with you in every moment that comes. My child, heaven has followed every second of your life not to condemn you, but to carry you. Not to expose your weakness, but to strengthen you. Not to magnify your mistakes, but to remind you of your worth. I have walked with you through every valley, sat beside you in every heartbreak, guarded you in every battle, and whispered over you even when you thought you could not hear me. You have never been forgotten. You have never been unseen. You have never been unloved. And you never will be. My child, listen to me with the full attention of your spirit now, for what I am about to reveal is not meant to frighten you, but to awaken you. These are the final minutes of a spiritual battle that has been waged around your life, minutes that carry a weight heavier than your emotions can interpret. You must stay, you must hear, and you must understand, because the enemy is making his last attempt in this very moment to steal what I am placing in your heart. This is why you feel the sudden urge to scroll, to pause, to check something else, to lose focus because he hates what is happening inside you right now. He senses the shift. He sees the breakthrough forming. He watches the walls you built around your heart beginning to crack. And he knows that if you remain here with me, if you keep listening, if you stay until the final word, he will lose the grip he has fought so hard to keep on your life. My child, the closer you come to breakthrough, the louder the enemy becomes. Have you noticed it? When breakthrough is near, doubt intensifies. Fear rises. Distractions multiply. Old wounds resurface. Hopeless thoughts echo louder than usual. These are not coincidences. These are strategy. The enemy is not creative, but he is determined. When he senses heaven leaning in your direction, when he sees the light of revelation approaching your life, when he recognizes that your heart is beginning to awaken, he sends confusion, heaviness, and distraction to pull you away from my words. In these final minutes, he does not attack you with obvious darkness. He attacks you with subtle urges, fleeting thoughts, and invisible whispers. He tells you, you can read this later. It's not that important. This message isn't really for you. It's too long. Something else needs your attention. You're tired. Just stop. My child, recognize this. Those are not your thoughts. Those are the enemy's final attempts to keep you from receiving what I am trying to give you. He knows you have heard my voice in these words. He knows your spirit is responding. He knows you are being drawn to me. And he is terrified of losing the hold he has maintained through fear, doubt, shame, and distraction. This is why I tell you now with my full authority, do not skip. Do not ignore. Do not leave. Your destiny hinges on attention. Your spirit hinges on awareness. Your future hinges on the choices you make in these sacred minutes. Heaven is watching because heaven understands what you do not yet fully see, that this moment, right now, is a spiritual intersection, a divine crossing, a holy confrontation between truth and deception, between calling and distraction, between breakthrough and bondage. My child, let me show you the truth. The enemy's greatest weapon in your life has not been destruction, it has been delay. It has been hesitation. It has been distraction. It has been convincing you that later is safe, that you can always come back to me when life is calmer, when your emotions settle, when you feel more prepared. You whispers, you have time. You can get serious later. You can surrender tomorrow. You can listen another day. But I tell you now, later is the lie that steals destinies. Tomorrow is the trap that has emptied countless callings. Delay is the quiet thief that has stolen more from my children than open rebellion ever has. I do not speak this to condemn you, my child, but to free you from the lie that has held you back. The enemy does not need you to reject me to ruin your path. He only needs you to hesitate. He only needs you to stay half in and half out. He only needs you to delay your obedience. He only needs you to say, I will give God everything later. But heaven sees what delay costs. Heaven sees the blessings you postponed. Heaven sees the breakthroughs you were moments away from. Heaven sees the healing you almost stepped into. Heaven sees the doors I opened for you that you never walked through because hesitation whispered its poison into your spirit. Heaven sees how many times you were standing one decision away from transformation. And now, in these sacred minutes, heaven watches again, not with frustration, but with hope, with anticipation, with love, with longing. Because heaven knows the magnitude of what will happen if you do not walk away this time, if you do not scroll, if you do not lose focus, if you do not let the enemy's distractions win. My child, there is a spiritual pattern the enemy loves to repeat. Right when you are about to receive revelation, he sends distraction. Right when you are about to receive healing, he sends emotional noise. Right when you are about to step into destiny, he stirs anxiety. Right when you are about to surrender, he whispers unworthiness. Right when heaven is moving, he tells you nothing is happening. This is his last attempt, his final effort, his desperate strategy to interrupt the holy work I am doing inside you right now. He understands the power of this moment better than you do. He sees the shift in your spirit. He knows you are beginning to believe again. He sees faith flickering like a flame inside you, and he is terrified that it will grow stronger. He knows you are seconds away from stepping out of the spiritual fog he kept around your mind. He knows truth is breaking through the lies he planted. He knows your heart is softening, turning toward me, opening again. He knows my presence is touching wounds he wanted to keep buried. He knows my voice is awakening places in you he tried to silence. And because the enemy can sense that these minutes matter, he will try to steal your attention with everything he has left. My